Hi, this is Rachelle, and this is The Backyard. It's a show that's bound to make you feel empowered, inspired, and uplift you to your highest level of greatness.
This is the type of women that you want to be connected with and learn from, because if Karoll-Ann is able to be an immigrant from Haiti, establish herself as a tax guru, and creating her own other business as, like, it's called a closet, right? I think, like, she'll give us more about the Karoll closet, I think, if I'm not mistaken, but she'll tell us more about it. But the point is that she's an entrepreneur and she's doing amazing work in the community. And I believe that we have so much to learn from her. So without further ado, and because I made a lot of whole mistake with the name of the clothing business, I want her to talk about her boutique herself. Karoll-Ann, how are you? Welcome.
Today, thank you. I really love the philosophy that you have in the backyard. I personally always want to encourage women, okay, because I think we are so powerful, and along the years, they started by silencing us. So when I got my own voice, I made it a mission that I want to help other women get their own voice, because they have no idea how much power they have inside. So I'm so excited to be here with you.
Karoll-Ann, first, can I just apologize because I just butchered the whole boutique's name. So I want to apologize. And this is where the authenticity comes in, right? Hey, were you at this?
Well,
We learn as you do.
you are not that far. It's Kuka's Closet.
Kuka's closet. Okay,
Yes.
I do apologize, and I have it in front of me for whatever reason. I was thought I could ad lib, and obviously things not to do. And so we learn in the process of doing, right. And this is where I believe authenticity comes in, because I'm not an expert. That's what I do, but I'm definitely learning as I go. And this is, we got to give each other's grace and make mistakes, but we need to recognize when we make the mistake and take back up, right? So I apologize for that. Let me know more about, please introduce yourself again. Who are you? And when you think of the word, who am I, what comes up for you, and what do you want the audience to know more about you, and also what you do in the community at large?
Well, what come up for me is, first of all, that what I had in my mind when I was young, life didn't go that way at all. So I came from Haiti, okay? And then I thought I had it all figured out. I was in college under honors dean, and then suddenly we had to leave the country because of insecurities. When I arrived here in 1999, it was like a cultural shock, okay? And I couldn't go to school the way I wanted to. It's like, that's what come up for me when they say, who am I? Who am I is someone who thinks she had it all figured out, and then life throw things at her, and I rise up. So I came here, I did all type of little job, you name it. I work at a factory. I took care of old ladies. Anyway, but I always knew that the 9 to 5 was not for me, because I always knew deep inside of me, I didn't like the way the corporate America wanted, like an environment where the employees are happy, where I'm happy to do what I'm doing. I come every day and I'm happy. So one of the things that finally I was able to achieve, Kuka's Closet, was always on my mind, because I always been an overweight woman, and I've been bullied about it. They make me feel like I was not normal, that all the stigma about being overweight. So I wanted to create a space where a woman that's overweight, every shape, every size, can feel good about themselves, can feel sexy. And that's how Coca's Closet was born. And it's so much more than just a boutique. It's an environment where when you go to my social media, you're gonna find someone that's dancing, that's gonna make you happy. Even if you do not buy anything, you gonna like kind of change your mindset for the day. And that's my vision. That's my vision.
So I have to like, I'm hearing you speak, and I told you it was going to be organic, the
Yes.
conversation, and
Mhm.
it's like something is being triggered inside of me as you're speaking, and it's joy. And to hear you say all the things that you said, because it resonated a lot with me, because I had my path was somewhat similar
Really.
while leaving Haiti. And in the terms more, I think I've experienced some, political, problems in Haiti where my house was invaded at a very young age. So all these stuff that, political unrest, as you know, and sleeping underneath beds because they're throwing rocks in your, like, that was my journey and my experience. However, going to college, for me, it was more like, okay, this is what you have to do, because I was told what in terms of like my path in terms of like major, but realizing that I was not connected with what I wanted to do. So when I came to go to college, I didn't do the dorm thing because I was working 2 jobs and going to college, and I never thought that was going to be the outcome of my path, like based on how I was brought up, right? And at times you don't know where the dollars are coming from, and so running a house, there was so many pieces to my existence, and I don't know where, which, as you mentioned, I don't know where it came from. Like, I don't know how I had it within me to be able to step up and do what I had to do to provide and to be able to sustain myself in a way that was not what I was used to. It's like the rug got pulled underneath me, which
Exactly.
is similar what you mentioned. But yet, for whatever reason, and I give it to our parents, because for whatever reason, it could be cultural as well. I don't know. We knew how to keep pushing through.
That is true.
Because I don't know about you, but when you're talking about I don't think when we were young, like, oh, you're gonna have this is gonna happen to you, this is gonna happen to you, because we hadn't made things were just being done for us. I mean, am I wrong?
Yes,
And
that's
now
correct.
suddenly you're like, oh, nobody's doing anything for you anymore. You have to figure it out on your own. You gotta be, you gotta show up, and you still have to perform so that you can be you, the Karoll-Ann that you are today. So it is quite a journey. So when you were singing, it resonated with me because it brought me to a space of connection. And this is the beauty of conversation, because you connect in a space that you didn't know that. I didn't know that story. And I didn't know it's not the same, but it's somewhat parallel to a certain extent. But yet you're still out here, learn from your experiences. And then not only you create Kukas, but you did the tax first. So you
Yeah.
became like, so you were like, I'm doing it no matter